Hey, what's going on? So, I think what I want to do is I want to make a little video here, kind of explain everything that's been going on in my life the last 21 months. You can call it my own hubris, or what I think it is I don't want anybody to have to go through what I went through. So I'm going to try my best in the future to try to be an advocate so nobody has to go through what I went through. I'll just say right off the top, if you don't believe anything that I'm saying, then go ahead and get the fuck on out of here. I don't have any time for you. Came to my attention that there's quite a bit of people out there that either one, didn't know my story, or two, didn't believe it. So I'm just gonna kind of just fill in the gaps for everybody. And like I said, my hope is that the systems that we have set up now are in place and are designed to not help first responders. So that's what my hope is going forward. I want to change that. So I'll just jump into it. So just to catch everybody up, I was hired in 2013, out of the second class on that list. I don't know how in depth I want to get, but I did time at 78s as a candidate, and then went down to Battalion 2 and spent most of my time down there at 22s. After that, I roamed for a couple sets, and after I got done being a candidate, I kind of went out and explored. Spent a lot of time in a lot of different places. Drove, was on the driver's list. Ended up finding my way back to Battalion 2, and was down there for pretty much the rest of my time on the job. In 2015, I was on the call that responded to Officer Carrie Roscoe. Engine 22 was in charge of taking care of her killer, Marcus Wheeler. And that's the basis of my PTSD, stemming from that. I also had a couple other accidents. I had a SIDS call on an inbound flight at Eppley. Had a motorcyclist kill a 9-year-old. Calls like that were also involved, but Carrie's call was my main call and the one that caused me the most problems going forward. We can fast forward, but basically after Carrie's call and until March of 2020, or 2019, sorry, it's been so long, from May 2015 to March of 2019, I didn't get help. I self-medicated, became an alcoholic, became dependent on substance, addicted to pornography, addicted to pretty much anything, and did a good job hiding it from my wife. It all kind of culminated in March. Things escalated, and my wife kind of gave me an ultimatum of I needed to go get help or things weren't going to continue on. So went and met with a therapist who ended up being my therapist for the long haul, and Stephanie Levy. Started with her in March. By August of that year, July of that year, things had continued deteriorating for me to the point where I was now becoming, at that time, it was just depression and anxiety for me. So I left the job, did 30 days at the IAFF Center of Excellence for Mental Health and Substance Abuse. Got back from that, and I got back from that in August, and I spent from August to February going to doctor's appointments and therapists and psychiatrists once a week, every week. And still had a lot to work on when I got back from the IAFF Center of Excellence. I was still having recurring dreams and nightmares that I wanted to work through and get past before I went back to the job. So it took me a little bit, but I got back to the job in February, and things were great. I had a home. I was at 22s. It was exactly where I wanted to be. I loved my crew. 22s is 22s. Anybody who knows it knows it's a honey hole. So it wasn't a bad fit. I loved being down there. Unfortunately for me, even though I was continuing to go to therapy, go to my doctor's appointments, continue to see psychiatrists. Things got worse. My depression got worse to the point where I was now experiencing suicidal thoughts, which was new to me at the time. My work kind of deteriorated to the point where it was alarming me. Started having dreams about killing myself in fires, that kind of thing. And in August of that year, I stepped away again. In August is when I decided I was done with the job. So that for me in my head starts my clock of, okay, I was done. It was a very tough decision, and anybody who knows me, Omaha Fire Department for me wasn't about the money or the paycheck or the pension or the health care. For me, it was about giving back to the citizens. I've always been kind of taken care of in my life, whether it be my family or, my environment growing up, and I felt like it was my responsibility to give back to those in my community that needed me. And so it was a very hard decision to leave. I second guess myself all the time about it. But ultimately, it was the best decision that I could make for myself and my family. And I'll be the first to tell you, like, I still have bad days. I still have nightmares. Things continue to go on, even though I haven't worked a day for the Omaha Fire Department in 21 months. Something that I'm going to continue to deal with, and I will continue to deal with, but that's another point. So basically, that's my story up until retirement. I think what I'll do is probably make another video here sometime, maybe tomorrow when it's raining. I don't know if you can tell, but we're not mowing, so I don't know. The whole point of this is just so that I can share with people who may find themselves in my situation, and I just want you to know that whatever it is you're struggling with, whatever you got going on, you're not alone. You may feel like you're alone. You may not have the answers. You may not know who to turn to, but I just want you to know I'm here. Reach out, give me a call, send me a text. I'm here for you guys. So I'll kind of pick up tomorrow, and we can go with where my life's been at the last 21 months. So, all right, we'll see you all tomorrow.